Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Gun Breakdown, a beginner's guide. I'm Jonathan, and today we're going to be continuing our Walther series, Breakdown and Cleaning. This is going to be the cleaning of the Walther PDP pistol. Now, I know yours may not look like this, but that is because I did spray paint this to M81 Woodland, which is my favorite camo pattern. So it's okay, yours is going to look, most likely yours is just going to look black. This is the same pistol. This just has a light added on and an optic onto it. So first thing we're going to do is point this weapon in a safe direction. We're going to make sure that the weapon has no source of ammunition, so there's no magazine inserted. And now we're going to do a physical and visual inspection of the chamber. So I see nothing, I feel nothing. Weapon is clear. All right, let's send that forward. We're going to pull the trigger. We're going to rack the slide back just a little bit and pull the slide release bar down. And we're going to send the slide forward. And we're going to break this down into our trigger housing group. We're going to pull apart our guide rod and our spring. We're going to set that down to the side. We're going to push this forward, our barrel forward, and then push this down and take out our barrel. And then now you have field stripped your Walther PDP pistol. Okay, now let's go ahead and grab our solvent. I use Shooter's Lube. I'm not sponsored by them or by anybody. This is just the stuff that I like to use on my firearms. I think it breaks down all the lead and residue from shooting pretty well. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure that we want to get this spring right here. We're going to work the trigger bar, work the action. We're going to spray. We're going to spray inside of there, work that in a little bit. We're going to spray inside of here as well. Okay, and then we're going to spray right here. Okay, and we're just going to set that down and let that run. Next is going to be our guide rod and spring. So let's go ahead and spray that. Turn that around. And if you have CLP, if the only thing you have is CLP, that's fine too. It's cleaner. It stands for cleaner, lubricant, protectant. So that'll work. That'll work just as well. I will say you probably don't want to use too much. You probably don't want to use too much CLP because that is, I don't know what it is, but for some reason it tends to stick around and it just kind of leaks. It really just stays in your firearm forever, and it just tends to leak no matter how well you wipe it down. So just keep that in mind. A light coat's always a good way to go when it comes to that, depending on your environment. Just for casual cleaning, that's a good way to go. So we're going to spray here. Okay, we're going to set that down, set our barrel down. Next is going to be our slide. So we're going to make sure that we get inside of this hole right here and work our way all the way down with our solvent, and also on the inside grooves right here in combination. So let's go ahead and get that really quick. Okay, we're going to set that down, let that set for a second, and we're going to go back to our trigger housing group. Okay, and now that we got that, we're going to take our brush and we're going to work our bristles along here, along the back side, working our way forward to the firearm. And we're going to make sure that we have our cleaning rag set right here as well to wipe off our bristles when we're done using them to clean. So let's go ahead and get right into that. And make sure you're working the action in combination while you're cleaning as well. Make sure you get inside the mag well, because that definitely does get dirty over time. Okay. Make sure you're getting the sides. Make sure you're getting the sides as well, and not just the wider open area that's easy to get. Make sure you're working the sides in combination with your bristles. Any part that can move, that can raise up, you want to make sure you get underneath that as well. Okay. Now we're going to sit that down to the side, and now we're going to wipe off our bristles. Okay. Next is going to be our guide rod and spring. And you want to make sure that you're turning this around, working your way up and down the spring, making sure that you're cleaning everything. Okay. You can set that down. And back to our cleaning rag. Go ahead and wipe off our brush. Next is going to be our barrel. And when you're cleaning this off, you want to make sure you get around these edges right here. Let me get something to point at so you can see what I'm talking about. This little edge right here. I'm sorry for the dog hair. Yep, right over around here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now you're going to want to take your brush. Now you're going to want to make sure you take your brush through these through this hook right here. And make sure you clean the breech as well. All right. All right, we got that. Let's wipe our brush off again. Okay, next is going to be our slide. So let's go ahead and brush that down. Try to get the try to get the bristles into the small parts and that you can. That'll help save you some time and the cleaning process as a whole. All right. So now that we have that done, we're going to wipe off our bristles again. Okay. Now we can set our brush to the side, and we're going to take some applicators, and we're going to go through our pistol grip. We're going to do wipe down everything inside with the Q-tip. And remember what I said, you want to make sure that you're working the action in combination with while you were cleaning to make sure you're getting in those nooks and crannies, getting out any carbon or lead that is left behind. Here we go. Surprisingly, this pistol isn't as dirty as I thought it was going to be, even though I've shot it recently. It's not as caked in carbon as I thought, as I originally thought, which is super awesome because that's going to make cleaning this. That's going to make cleaning this very easy for me. All right. Okay. Now that we're done with that, we can set this down to the side. Next, we're going to take some patches and we're going to run through our bore. Okay. And now when you're cleaning the inside of your barrel, also known as the bore, you're going to want to make sure that you're entering and exiting the same way that your round leaves, as if you were shooting. So we're going to put this in, and then we're going to start rotating it. And then we'll push that through. All right. Then we're going to run it through again. And then we're going to replace the patch. Toss that to the side. Actually, first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we got the inside pretty good. Which to me, it looks like we did. Okay, we're going to run one more patch through just for good measure. If I can get this through without it tearing apart. There we go. Okay. Now let's do that again. Making sure that we go in from the enter side to the exit. Entrance to the exit. And we're going to do that a few more times. Okay. And now that that's cleaned off, we can go ahead and set that down. And we're going to take some applicators and we're going to run through our slide. We're going to make sure that we get inside of this hole right here. Okay. We're going to set that down, grab a new one. We're going to get inside of this hole right here. Yeah, any metal shavings you see, you're going to want to go ahead and get rid of that. Get rid of those. Pick that up with your Q-tip. Make sure you run alongside of the inside of the grooves of your slide. Okay, and then you're going to make sure that you clean the inside right here where your guide rod and your spring set. So we'll go ahead and get that real quick. Okay, let's grab a new one. All right, and now that that's done, we're going to take a cleaning rag. We're going to take our cleaning rag and we're going to go through and wipe everything down. And then we're going to put a little bit of oil on some of the working parts. And as far as the cleaning rag, I just use a generic white t-shirt. I don't use anything super special. This is just like a 5-pack or 7-pack of t-shirts I bought at Walmart or something like that. There's nothing fancy I use. Okay, and now that's done, we can set our pistol grip down. We're going to take our guide rod and our spring, and we're going to wipe that down really quick. I'll just take a couple seconds. All right. Now we're going to wipe off our barrel. And then flip it over, make sure that we get the breech. Now we're going to wipe down our slide. And you want to make sure that you wipe off your hands as you're going through as well, because you definitely don't want to continuously just get solvent and oil on your gun while you're wiping it down, because then you'll just be stuck in an endless loop of trying to wipe this off and just getting more stuff back on it with your hands. Okay. And now that that's done, we can set that to the side. Now we're going to take our oil, shake it up a little bit, and we're going to oil down this spring right here, the mechanisms, everything that's underneath it right in here. We're going to oil right inside in here. Okay, now that we got that, we're going to oil up our guide rod and our spring just a little bit. Okay, and now that that's done, we're going to wipe off our hands, or replace your gloves if you're wearing them. Okay, now we're going to reassemble this. Put in your barrel first. Next is going to be your guide rod and your spring. Making sure that this end goes into this hole right here. And then we're going to go ahead and put our slide back on. Okay. Now we're going to work the slide a couple of times, and we're going to try to work in the oil into the places that we weren't able to get it before. Okay. And now that that's done, we're going to take our cleaning rag again, and we're going to wipe off any excess oil or solvent that was left behind. And now we're going to perform what's called a functions check to make sure that we put everything back together right the first time and that the weapon is functioning properly. Okay, so we're going to pull the trigger for a click. We're going to rag the slide back to reset the trigger. We're going to hold the trigger down and rack the slide while we're holding it down. When you release the trigger, you'll hear a clunk. Pull the trigger again for a click. Reset it one more time. And there you go. That is how you break down, clean, reassemble, and perform a functions check on your Walther PDP pistol. Well, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for joining the channel today. Everything you guys do as far as liking or commenting and subscribing is going to help with the algorithm on YouTube. So I really appreciate everything that you guys do for me, because all this is for you guys. And please help me get this content out there to other people who might need it. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you all have a good night.